Hello friends and welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan and today I'm going to tell you where this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Age of Empires Definitive Edition, also known as Age of Empires 1, a remaster of the classic civilization building and burning RTS game. Has this game advanced into the Iron Age or is it still stuck in the Stone Age? Let's find out. Age of Empires Definitive Edition is a PC-only game. It runs well on ultra-wide, has fairly low system requirements, and the game time is many hours. There's tons of campaigns to play through and skirmish. So what exactly is Age of Empires 1 Definitive Edition? Well, it is a remaster of the 1997 classic that started a 3, soon to be 4, if you don't count online, game franchise, where you real-time strategize yourself from caveman times to Roman times in an attempt to dominate the world. This is a classic RTS, one of the first that really solidified the formula, along with games like StarCraft and Warcraft 2, which is very simple. Build a bunch of workers to farm the 4 resources in the game, use those resources to build buildings, require tech, and build armies to conquer the world. On the way, you'll advance through ages, which are basically just big tech gates that prevent you from getting the highest tier stuff early. There are multiple ways to win besides conquest, including building and holding wonders, capturing relics or artifacts, as well as score if you're a boring person. There are a plethora of campaigns to run through, each with anywhere from 4 to 8 missions to play on, as well as tutorial campaign, but I feel most people will play the skirmish mode. The Definitive Edition features some modern improvements such as a better UI, smarter grouping, hotkeys, and visuals, though you can toggle on the old visuals, which is kind of neat. So what do I like about Age of Empires Definitive Edition? Well, this is a classic game with its classic gameplay remaining basically untouched, and it's still very fun. Lots of RTS content is here, including the Rome expansion, so you're not going to run dry on content if you enjoyed this game. And lastly, the improvements of making the game much more digestible in current year are appreciated. There mostly is resolution support, better graphics, stuff like that, as well as a smarter unit queue and tech queue, but overall they are definitely appreciated. When it comes to the bad, the retuned AI for the Definitive Edition is much harder than I remembered from the original game. I actually booted up the original game to compare, and yeah, it is quite a bit smarter, even on the easiest difficulty. Now, as a Age of Empires veteran, I was able to beat it, of course, but I feel like newcomers will struggle a bit, even on the easy difficulty. And while some of the upgrades to the Definitive Edition are nice, it does feel like this version cut a lot of corners. The menu UI looks like crap, the voice acting is bad, there's a lot of things that feel less definitive than it should be, and lastly, unit pathing is still incredibly atrocious, all the way down to villagers getting stuck on the same berry bush or resource point. I don't know why they did not fix the pathing. That was the biggest complaint when the game was originally out, still is the biggest complaint now. It's really bad. So as you know, I rate games on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, don't bother. This is a maybe consider if you have nostalgia for it. It was almost a don't bother, but I played through it a bit more and really enjoyed it. So here's the thing. I grew up with Age 1. It was my first RTS game and it introduced me to the genre, which I now love, but the game hasn't aged well, and they didn't put in the effort to fix simple things that would have made it a lot better, like pathing or other modern improvements. Not only that, the retuned AI makes it really inaccessible for new players. So overall, if you have nostalgia for this game, this is a great remaster and pretty much the best, if not only way to play on modern computers, but it really shouldn't be your entry point into the franchise. If you haven't played any of these games before, I would suggest starting with Age 2. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy Age of Empires Definitive Edition.